Oh yeah, we're gonna do it one time like this in the midst of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? In the belly of the beast. You know?
Nowhere to run to. There ain't nothing here for free.
See what I see and know that freedom ain't free, Lord.
Ain't nowhere to run to. There ain't nothing here for free.
You'll see what I see and know that freedom ain't free.
Well, you hailing from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Sure.
Okay.
Midwest.
You know, it's known for Prince and the Minneapolis sound. You know, he brought much fame and acclaim, you know what I'm saying, to the region. How has that impacted the hip-hop scene?
I mean, I think that there's the thing about Prince and Mint Condition and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and Atmosphere and us and like, you know, I think the thing about all of it, and there was big punk rock bands there too, a band called Husker Du and others. I think the thing about Minneapolis is that the people there appreciate when they're proud to be from where they are. You know what I mean? Well, a lot of Midwest cities are like that. I know KC is like that. I know, you know, Detroit is like that, and St. Louis and a lot of other places. We're proud to be where we're from, you know. And so when people in Minneapolis and the Twin Cities, you know, create something and they're good at something, they get a lot of love at home. And so Prince was big in Minneapolis before he went and got big all over the world. And the same with Mint Condition, and the same with Atmosphere, and the same with you know, the rock bands that came out of there. You know, and when we're at home, I mean, we sell out the same place where they played, where Purple Rain was filmed at, you know, First Avenue. We go there, and Atmosphere could sell that place out 3-4 nights in a row. I'll be selling it out. POS be selling it out. Idea and Abilities could sell it out. You know what I mean? That's a big thing for us, man.
So the scene, you know, is on and popping. You show a lot of love, you know what I'm saying, to the local artists.
Yeah.
It helps sustain it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, even a dude, you know, that's just at an open mic doing his shit, he can burn his CDs on his computer and sell 500,000 copies of that. You know what I mean? It's a good place for that.
On the single Uncle Sam Goddamn, it's like it deals with a lot of social commentary and issues, you know, relative to the United States, but abroad, you know, internationally as well. On the subject of the Iraqi war, would you adamantly say, look, it's an illegal war, point blank, or would you pause and say, well, maybe it's ethically questionable?
That's not my area of expertise, you know, but I know that, I mean, I just get a feeling for things, you know. I'm not an extremely educated person. I feel like the things that I know about, I study them, you know what I mean? Is it illegal? I mean, you know, they can twist some laws to say whatever they want to say, but I know that I never at any point thought that there was a reason for the United States to go mess with Iraq.
The national security, you know,
never,
issue.
no,
Right.
never,
Right.
never. And you know, there's definitely has been a big, and it's not a new thing, but there's definitely been a big push to confuse the masses of people.
True.
So that most people think that has something to do with 9/11, and really those people had nothing to do with that. Like Iraq had nothing to do with that shit, and you know, Saddam Hussein had nothing to do with Osama bin Laden, and I wonder if Osama bin Laden had anything to do with 9/11.
True.
So yeah, it's bullshit. It's really fucked up, and it's happened so many times before, you know. And you know, it's getting in that song in Uncle Sam Goddamn, I say I feel crazy because I don't know what to do about it. You know, I got partners that go out and protest, and I got partners that, you know, organize rallies and things, and I support them, but I don't know what it does. You know what I mean? Aside from then, even my song, like what the fuck is my song really gonna do, other than at least there's something in history saying that not all of the American people were for this war. You know what I mean?
Do you think this war is likened to a crusade, where it's
yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, you know, you can definitely say that there's definitely a whole lot of religious shit behind it.
The element, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Republicans and the right wing, like they've definitely been very good in being like, okay, in unifying everybody together under this idea of Christianity. That like we're the party that believes in God. you know, they got the gays and they got the liberals and they got the this and that, and they don't believe in God. We believe in God. So if you believe in God, you should support what we're doing. And they're definitely the whole, like, you know, vilifying and demonizing of Muslims, you know, and people who aren't Christian, but especially Muslims, has a lot to do with it. And they say it doesn't. Like, you know, this is not a religious war. It's not a, you know, it's us just trying to protect ourselves. But I mean, if these people weren't brown-skinned people, and if they weren't a different religion, and if they didn't speak a different language, and if they didn't believe some different things, I don't think that people would be for that. I think that if they had gone into a white Christian country, they never would have gone into a white Christian country and did what they did. You know? And so the race has a lot to do with it, and religion has a lot to do with it. Yeah, I think it's definitely a racist war. It's definitely a crime against humanity. Definitely over there killing a lot of people and sending our poor people. There's 2 songs on that record, on Undisputed Truth, that deal with that. Uncle Sam Goddamn is more so talking about the whole history of this country, and you know, how we're told so much about the American dream, but that most of us don't live that. And then there's another one called Letter from the Government, which is more so about the poor people here that have to go fight there because they don't have any other options. You know what I mean? So we hear so much about it's the richest country, it's the best country, it's this and that. But if you don't have access to those things, then you know, like if you look at how many people that we grow up around end up having to go into the military just to fucking live, and just to be able to buy a crib, and just to be able to go to college, and just to be able to. I mean, these kids, they don't want to do that. They don't believe in that. In World War II, you know, rich people and white people and stuff were like lying about their age because they wanted to go fight because they believed in it, and that's not true anymore. Like after Vietnam, that's just not true. Like nobody believes in that shit. I think a lot of times, like I meet Marines and stuff like that, they come to the shows, you know, and I respect their hustle, I respect what their struggle, what they have to go through, but I think a lot of times they have to convince themselves to believe in that so that they can get their work done. And it reminds me of my partners that hustle, and how they're like, you know, I have to do this, so I have to get into it, and I might have to kill people, and somebody might kill me, but they accept that because that's the only way they know how to survive. You know? And so that's how I see these dudes that are joining the military now. It's just like people that we know and love that have to hustle and you know, to make a living, you know, and they're fucked up. And the only thing that I know how to do is make records about it. So that's what I do.
You know, records, you know, go well to like raise awareness. You know? So like,
I would hope so. And I know that a lot of the kids that listen to us, that listen to like underground independent hip hop, I think that a lot of them are new to hip hop, and I think that a lot of them, there's a lot of young kids, and there's a lot of kids, like a lot of kids who might be middle class or white that listen to the shit. And so I think that there's a side of life that they don't know about, you know. And if they listen to us as close as they do, then we should tell them about that. You know? And if they're gonna believe in us, they're like, okay, this is where I come from. You know, this is what my life has been. And so I think that we have to. I think that we could show them something, you know. And so that's what the idea behind those records is. Hopefully, you know, that the people who listen to us will take something away from it. Realize that like not everybody had it like I have it, you know what I mean? And not everybody had the benefits I had. So we hope somebody take it away.
Okay. But what can Brother Ali fans look forward to from your rhyme sale projects, anything you're working on independently?
We're doing we got putting together a DVD, you know, because we put Undisputed Truth out in April. We've been on tour since then. Like I said, in 6 months I've seen my house a total of 4 weeks. And so we put a DVD together of some live footage from that tour, and interviews and behind the scenes shit and stuff like that. And then there's also basically like a EP, like the second. It's a DVD, but there's another disc that's full of brand new music, things that were not on the album, you know, remixes, exclusive things and stuff like that. So yeah, that'll be on the store soon.
To let the sun set on me again. Till the end, I'm a one-man army, friend.
Ain't nowhere to run to. There ain't nothing here.
Check it out. you best get yourself together, cause God's about to make a change like the weather, and give you some real shit to endeavor. When the lottery, so there's a boy that gets some money. He said fuck the people, and he said